Super Mario Sunshine is a 2002 released Nintendo game that they developed for the GameCube. It was the second 3D platformer that Nintendo developed for the Super Mario series following their 1996 release of the widely popular and massively successful Super Mario 64. I absolutely love Sunshine. It was the first video game that I remember playing, and I grew up playing it with my brother and sister. To this day, it's still my favourite game ever, and I still play it all the time. I mean, there's nothing like spending a Sunday afternoon trying to kick durians across a canal just to get a blue coin, or trying to not lose your mind as you try and get Yoshi over to an island just so he can spray some sludge off of a pipe. In Sunshine, you play as Mario, whose tropical vacation was interrupted upon arrival, and winds up having to clean up Isle Delfino of all sorts of goop with his new water tank companion, Flood, who serves as a water sprayer, a jetpack, and also gives you pretty obvious information as you play through the game. Mario 64 was the first 3D Mario game and was massive when it came out, so being a 3D Mario game that followed it up, Sunshine had a lot to live up to. Mario Sunshine was the 10th best-selling game in 2002 in the United States, having sold 350,000 copies in said country within the first 10 days of its release, which surpassed the PlayStation 2's GTA 3 and Xbox's Halo. But despite this, Sunshine didn't quite live up to Nintendo's expectations. According to CEO Satoru Iwata, Super Mario Sunshine sales didn't live up to Nintendo's expectations, and suspected that newcomers found its complexity off-putting. At the time of the release, Super Mario Sunshine was like no other game in the Mario franchise, and while there hasn't been one exactly like it since, with the closest to it being 2017's Super Mario Odyssey, Sunshine was very popular and successful in itself, and it introduced a lot of new things that continued being used in future Mario games. Sunshine was the debut for Bowser Jr., who spends most of his time in-game posing as Shadow Mario, and who's been one of Mario's arch-rivals ever since. Not to mention, it was also the debut for Petey Piranha and the Cataquax. And it was the first Mario game that used shine sprites, as well as all the new enemies like the previously mentioned Cataquax, Petey Piranha and Bowser Jr. Some favourites and classics also made appearances, namely Wiggler, King Boo, Bullet Bills, Bloopers, Bob-ombs, and of course, Bowser himself. Fun fact, Mario's water tank companion in Sunshine, Flood, appeared as a special move that Mario can use to push away opponents in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And the game also holds the fighting stage of Delfino Plaza, which is the main setting stage for Super Mario Sunshine. In my experience, some parts of the game are easier than others. I mean, breaking a certain number of boxes within 30 seconds is always easier than being a dentist for an eel at the bottom of the sea. And chasing a shadow version of Mario is always easier than getting red coins in a pachinko machine that's suspended up in the sky. Whether you want to ride on the back of Yoshi or some colourful bloopers, which is something I personally love doing in the game, shoot balloons with water rockets from a roller coaster car, or perhaps spend time relaxing on the beach while avoiding being flung up in the air by the annoying Cataquax, a lot harder than it sounds by the way. Super Mario Sunshine has it all for an open world and interactive platformer from the early 2000s. But mind you, Sunshine, like all games, isn't without its small problems, namely the camera. The camera is, at times, one of the worst things about Super Mario Sunshine. It may not seem like a big thing to start with, but death by shine camera can be pretty aggravating if you ask me. Especially if it's a red coin secret mission you've just finished and you're hovering in the air with no solid platform beneath you. While Sunshine didn't quite live up to Nintendo's expectations, there are still many people, like myself, out there who love the game. What did you think of Sunshine? Did you play it? If so, what did you think of it? Why don't you let me know down in the comments?